Hi, Libra. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for August of 2021. We are the astrologers of Pandora Astrology. I'm Jamie Kale Miller, and I'm in Berkeley, California.
And I'm Julia Mijas in San Francisco.
Well, Libra, this month your annual mop-up period begins. That's the 30 days before your birthday, which is the time of your year when the most changes are likely to be swirling around you as the themes of the old year pass away and the themes of the new year surge forward. If you want to get a jump on the new year and find out what's coming your way, the best way to do that is to get a solar return birthday reading, and you can find a link for that in the YouTube description below. Well, how's your relationship retrospection period going, Libra? Juno has been retrograde for 16 weeks and is going to go direct on August 2nd. So fortunately, this will be over soon, but Juno will still be moving slowly through the end of the month. And so we've all been thinking about our relationships of the past or the past of the relationships we're currently in. And that for you as a Libra probably is a pretty big topic. So you'll find a video saying a lot more about this Juno retrograde period in our June 2021 news playlist that would enable you to find out a lot more and come out of this retrograde, in the best possible way. Well, Julia, I think you've got some stuff to say about Mercury, Venus, and Mars.
Yep, well, I do, Jamie. So, hey there, Libra. I'll begin with Mercury. Now, that planet rules your thinking, how you communicate, how you plan, how you strategize. And it starts the month in your 11th house. This is the house of hopes, wishes, and dreams. And what that means, that's how the ancients describe it. What it means in sort of today's world is more like your long-term goals in life. What are the things that you're kind of really sort of reaching towards and spending years to kind of realize? So for the first part of the month, you're going to really be preoccupied with the future, really sort of thinking about what it is that you want out of life in the next 5, 10, 20 years and how you can kind of get there. By the 11th of this month, Mercury's then going to enter your 12th house. This is a big house for you this month. That 12th house is the house of isolation, the house of seclusion. It has some very altruistic elements to it as well as other spiritual ones too. So when Mercury goes in here on the 11th, you could be getting your information from very ethereal places. And you also might be much more inclined to be keeping your ideas to yourself because this is a kind of secluded house. As the house of the subconscious, you might be getting some really interesting ideas from your dream states and from your meditations too. Now, Venus, the planet of art, love, and beauty, starts the month also in your 12th house, which means that you might not be in the most social mood ever at the beginning of the month. You might prefer to kind of hang out at home a little bit. Wherever we have Venus is where we find pleasure. So you might just enjoy kind of spending more time on your own than with other people. And if you have a partner, then you'll probably just kind of want to stay at home with them. Then on August 15th, Venus is going to move into your first house of self, Libra. And that's going to be a wonderful time to also just kind of get out there in the world again, because Venus brings beauty wherever she goes. And in your first house of self, that means that you can really beautify your appearance right now. It's also a wonderful transit for making a good first impression on people. So it's lovely for dating. And Mars, the planet of action and activity, spends the whole month in the 12th house. Again, the house of isolation, the house of seclusion. So with Mars here, you might be a bit more prone to passive aggressive anger instead of being upfront with people, which generally, Libra, you try to be the nice guy anyway. So you might be a lot more inclined to just kind of keep your anger a little bit bottled up into yourself. And since Mars can be our effort and our drive, you could also feel like you're hiding your light under a bushel in a lot of ways too, maybe not getting enough credit or enough recognition for all the work that you're doing too.
Well, there are a couple of moons that I want to tell you about. The first of them is on the 8th, right here. It is a new moon in Leo, which falls in your 11th house, the house of community. This one we're calling pride springing from wholeness, not ego. And we're calling it that because of the lovely trine to Chiron, but there is an irritating square to Uranus too. And so it's really kind of, it could go either way. There could be some egotistic behavior during this moon, or there could also be some, salving of egos, perhaps healing of egos, and some beautiful healing self-discovery that goes on during this moon. And for you, because this moon falls in the 11th house, that can happen in the context of community, being in a group context for that to happen. So then the next event that comes along is that Uranus goes retrograde, and that happens on the 19th. Uranus is right here traveling along through Taurus, and boom, there it is, retrograde. Uranus has been traveling along through your 8th house for a long time, several years, and probably a couple more years to go, bringing the unexpected in the arena of sharing and intimacy. So the unexpected may have shown up in your sex life, in your financial life, in your life of debt and credit. If so, I would blame Uranus for that. And if you are having a Uranus transit this year, something more specific than just passage through a house, you might feel this date as a turning point, a conceptual shift in whatever it is that that Uranus is teaching you about this year. And if you do have anything in your chart between about 10 and 14 degrees of a fixed sign, such as Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, or Scorpio, then you're undoubtedly having a Uranus transit this year. And we've made a video to help you understand your Uranus transit. And in it, we talk about how Uranus transits feel and how to handle them. And you'll find that in our August 2021 news playlist on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. So a little later in the month, the sun moves along into the next sign right here. It enters Virgo, which is, as Julia said, your 12th house, Libra. And so this is the beginning of your annual mop-up period. This is the time of the year when the things of the previous year are starting to fade away. They're begging for, completion and closure, or just tossing and forgetting. And then as the sun moves along towards your birthday for the rest of the month, you'll feel just, an increasing sense that the themes of the new year are surging forward and getting ready to happen. And that's why I recommend a birthday reading for you. Let's see. Now, the last thing I want to tell you about is the other full moon happening this month. That is happening on the 29th. It's actually a new moon. Where is it? No, it is the full moon in Aquarius. And it's right at the end of Aquarius, right here. And you can't really see it, so I'm going to have to show it to you this way. There's the moon in Aquarius hanging out with Jupiter opposite the sun in Leo. And this one we're calling hot summer night party moon because it's summer, at least in the northern hemisphere it is. Got to give a nod and a wink to the southern hemisphere people out there who are having the opposite season, dead of winter. And but the quality of heat is very much what Leo is about, where the sun is. And then the moon in Aquarius hanging with Jupiter is being heated up by the proximity of that fiery planet. And that is falling in your 5th house of creation, recreation, and procreation. This is a house of fun, pleasure, play, entertainment, love affairs, trips, definitely a house of ego, if you will. I think that this particular moon could be a really great occasion for having a party or attending a party. Just don't be the one who gets drunk and throws up in the pool. Goodness, do I really want to end on that note? Goodness, there's got to be something better that I could say than that. Let's say that this moon is a fantastic opportunity to expand on your creativity. Just don't let it fill you up with ego. That's the caution. Well, that's all we have for you today, Libra. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please be sure to subscribe to our channel, share this video widely, and check out your other horoscope. If Libra is your rising sign and not your sun sign, check out your sun sign horoscope. Or if it's your sun sign, then look up your rising sign. You can find our horoscopes also on our website, pandoraastrology.com. Where you can get readings and take classes and find out the news. And until next time, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.